let's have a little fun with art. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to learn about different things and different textures, right? So, do we know about textures? Okay. What do we know? Like, is this soft? No, 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 no. That's hard, huh? What about this? It's movable, but it's still hard, right? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to learn about things that are hard and soft and rough and smooth. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you guys to create something like a park or the ocean or something that you guys are going to see if you go out. Like you guys can make trees or other things. Okay? So make your item the way you want to make it. Okay? And let's figure these out. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want to take some of these and I'm going to make it into the ocean because I like the ocean. And the ocean's very pretty, right? So we're going to take these and turn it into the ocean. Now, am I taking a few or am I taking a lot more of the blues than I would of the other colors? I want to take these white ones. Now, are these see-through? No, huh? These are not the same as these. So there's a difference between this one and this one, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take these ones and I want to make the ocean stop into that, okay? And that's going to be right there, like the grass. So I'm going to take some green. Now these are all smooth pieces. Do we know what smooth means? Yeah. Smooth means that it is soft. There's no bumps on it. I think I want to do like a tree. Are they smooth? No, no. We have bumpy ones, huh? Exactly. So we have bumpy ones, we have small ones, we have big ones. Look at the different sizes. They're not all the same, right? So we have to sit there and think, oh, maybe I should put it this way. And I'm going to make my tree go up higher and higher. Ooh, it splits off right there. So I'm going to make it into 2 pieces. So it goes from 1 to 2 pieces, right? Okay, so I want to take, ooh, what about these? What are these? Pine cones, yes. So pine cones are they soft or are they hard? They're a little soft because you can squish them under your feet, but they're very rough. And I want you to take your little magnifying glass and go up in front and see all the little jagged edges on it. And it looks pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So I'm going to stick these on here. And some do have the little piece on it. And we're going to do it that way. Okay, and then you can take a shell. Now these shells, are they soft? No. What are they? They're hard, yes, because you can knock on it, right? All right, and you can put them up like that, or make it into a teepee, or I have this little piece right here, and I want to make this into a sun. Ooh, what is this? This is like, it looks like a marshmallow, right? But it's not a marshmallow. And I want to take a bunch of those and make them into a little cloud, right? And so the question is, what was the hardest part about making this whole piece? And the reason why I asked that is because I want to learn that the children can overcome all their issues. What can you create with this? This is what I want them to learn about, which is learning their creative pathways. Again, kids have only 95 to 98 creative genius when they're 4 to 5 years old, but then it drops down to 30% by the time that they hit 10 years old. The other question I would ask is, what would it become if you changed a couple of pieces out? And this question is to learn that different things can change the whole outlook of everything. So if I changed out the seashore and just made it into this, it could possibly just be a lakeside shore area, and that would change. The other one would be how to tell the difference between hard and smooth and rough and fragile. Now, a lot of kids don't understand the word fragile. We have to teach that. I've taught my kid before how to say fragile, and she understands that it's something that is going to break. So I would teach the kids about how something is soft, yet it can be fragile. This is very durable, but it can break. So they need to learn about that as well. Same with this, is that this is bendable, fragile, very fragile. So that will break. And of course, I want them to learn about that as well. And then the other one is, how does the gem feel different than the pine cone? And we brought that up because of the fact that you have a gem that is smooth on the top, smooth on the bottom, smooth on the sides. Yet you have a pine cone and it has very open edges. It is breakable, it is bendable, it is soft, and there are two different types. So I want them to understand the difference between soft, and they can describe the difference between both of them. So this one would be rough and fragile, and this would be soft and hard at the same time because it's smooth. So teaching different strategies. Some of the questioning techniques about wondering out loud and follow-up questions would be, well, what can we do to turn this into an inside place? And I would have the children show me what they would do, or what would that picture say to the child. Let's say if it was outside, here's the small piece, and I can turn this into a snowman. So again, it's outside. You can choose to change everything, or you can change it to inside and make a couch. There are different things to have that creative outlook, and they can change everything. For checking of understanding, I would also ask them which items are smooth, and they would tell me, well, it's going to be these ones. These ones are smooth. Which ones are rough? And it would be this, because of the fact that it is rough. It is not smooth. These are rough. Well, can you show me a shell that is smooth? It would be this one, because it has a smooth feeling to it. At the same time, I could help them understand what is the difference between heavy and light, and if they had the same amount of items in their hands. So take 5 gems, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, compared to 5 pieces of wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which one is heavier? And they would say the rocks are heavier because these are very light. So that would help them understand and grasp the concept of weight as well. Let me put that away. And if anything, I would observe them with documentation. I would have a check-off list whether or not they understand and comprehend the different items and what they mean. And if it's, understandable, they are not being used for what they're supposed to be used for. So it's all up in the air on what kids are going to choose to do with these items. This is such a fun example that my students are going to love. And to have all of this accessible to them, they get to see the different things. They get to play with things that they normally don't get to see, which are These little cute little things. And then shells. They get to see shells that, you know, if they went to the beach, they would grab those, or pine cones, and they would use those as well. Let's see. So for observing verbal and nonverbal behaviors, if a child is sitting there and is kind of confused, you know, it asks them, well, what are you thinking about making? That would be a verbal thing, but their nonverbal actions do speak louder than words do. So this would be something that I would have to work with them on. You know, I can take photos and help them understand that they grasp the concept of these items and what they think they could be used for and what they can design. So yeah. Recording. Oh, yeah, recording tools. So I'll have these sheets that we can mark off saying that we understood about what's soft, you know, and I'll have pictures of different individual items so they can say, well, this one is considered smooth, this one is considered rough, this one is considered hard, this one is considered soft, and they would put them in those areas. Some may be doubled, so these are considered smooth and hard. So that'll be kind of fun, and I can't wait.